Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday Live with Alan and Greg. And we are going to be having an open mic night where anyone can participate who wants to participate.
Yes.
We've got Nicole's Bookish Nook. Hey, Nicole, how's it going tonight?
Hey, Nicole. Yeah, Nicole wants to.
She wanted to join. Okay, I'll post the link right away. Why not? We're just sitting here chatting on a Monday evening.
Yeah, I was talking, Nicole, to Randy, and Randy's been asking for a tarot reading for a while. So later in the show, maybe I'll just read for you and Randy. I know you're into that kind of stuff.
Yep, Liminal Spaces is here.
Oh, let me go check out the comments. Oh, hey.
Here is Randy's ready to go.
Randy's here.
Hello, Randy.
Oh, fellas. Hey, guys.
Hey.
How y'all doing? How y'all are?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Here. Hello, Constance.
It is good to see you both.
Yeah, you too, Randy. You're looking good. You're looking like you got some good energy going.
I do. I've got good energy going. I'm tired today, but I'm taking it easy. So luckily when your hobby is reading, you can still do it when you're tired.
If I'm tired, I lose focus on the words.
Yeah, especially late at night when you start to go to sleep. And I start sleeping and dreaming as my eyes go over the words, and I'm dreaming something completely different from what's happening in the book.
Okay, hold on for 1 second.
But that's an experience too. That's a legitimate experience.
We got two people waiting in the wings.
Well, goody.
We've got Nicole. Hello, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hello. It's a party today on a Monday. Usually it's on the weekend.
We got one more person. So everyone say hello to Nicole before I drag in another person.
Hey, Nicole. Glad you can make it.
Hi, Nicole.
We got Chris, Liminal Spaces. First time.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
It's good to be on here. I've never met you.
Wait a second. No. I was making sure that no one else is waiting to come in. Okay, we're good. So we can say hello to Justin, who's in the chat room.
Hey, Justin.
Hello to Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Say hello to Fred.
Fred, my man.
And Ariane is there.
Yeah,
hey, Ariane.
She's my.
It's almost a full house.
Yeah, Ariane is my praiseworthy. We've got a good group on that. I'm in a lot of groups. Like I said in one of my posts or something, Greg, that it's like 2025. I'm getting my way with what I want to read. All these buddy reads and group reads and like my Finnegan's Wake. I've been waiting to do that for years. That's going strong. That can attest to that. Anyway, welcome everybody.
We've got our a couple of groups that we just started. Oh, wait a second. Chris has a guest.
Oh, yeah, that was Bartleby.
Bartleby.
He prefers not to. Yep, that's right.
He prefers not to.
Yeah, I prefer not to. That's great. It's a great Melville story.
That's my favorite short story of all time.
It's fantastic.
It is.
Do you think he's Jesus?
I just reread that not long ago.
Do you think Bartleby's a Jesus symbol?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I took it very Kafka-esque, that it's just this idea of just kind of insisting upon yourself.
Yeah, it's wild. I haven't read that in a long time.
It was taught in a class at university, philosophy and literature. And the professor came up and said, "This is existentialism before there was existentialism."
Oh yeah.
Well, it came out when the
1860s.
Well, Nietzsche was around before that.
Somewhere around there.
Oh, come on.
All right.
But I get
So
your meaning.
we got a lot of people here. So we'll start off with the books. Let's start with the bottom and work our way to the top. So Nicole, any books you want to highlight that you've recently read or currently reading?
Let's see. Well, I finished a great nonfiction book, The Facemaker by Lindsay Fitzharris, and that is about Dr. Harold Gillies, who was the pioneer of plastic surgery, specifically facial plastic surgery during World War One.
Oh, that was a BookTube Prize nomination a few years ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she also wrote The Butchering Art a couple years ago. Amazing, loved it. I love everything that she does. So that was a lot of information. I want to do like a book review on that, but I have to think about it deeply. It's just a lot of information, and it's just really sad as well, but also uplifting. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I kind of want to just mull it over, do some notes.
Okay. That's cool.
So how's the writing going?
Oh, it's on pause. I'm too stressed out to write anything. I'm one of those people, writers, where if I hit a certain stress level, I can't actually write, but I can edit, but I don't have anything to edit. So I'm just chilling.
Cool.
I'm just chilling.
All right.
Oh, that's cool. Sorry about being so stressed, but that's
Yeah.
And you're in your new home.
Oh yeah. I think this is it month 4? Yeah. So I have like a new background and all that stuff. I set up. Well, I didn't set it up. I'm sorry. My husband set up the lights. I think this is the second live stream ever with the lights, so that I'm very happy about that. I think it looks pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah,
it was a limited
cool.
stream. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my girlfriend at the time in Toledo, Ohio. This is only like 5 years ago. Had she bought a cheap acoustic guitar and hollowed it out and made like shelves in it. So I put like LED lights that change color. It was cool for hanging on the wall with like a shelf guitar. I don't know what happened to that, but anyway, who's up?
All right. Yeah, we're gonna go from bottom to top. I'm gonna do a couple of comments and then we'll get to Chris.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a book.
Let's say hello to Zane. Hello, Zane.
Hi, Zane.
Arian, Red Facemaker. Constance says, was it not Sartre who began existentialism? Sartre or Camus are sort of like the core.
Kierkegaard with Fear and Trembling.
Kierkegaard to like a pre-existentialist.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, with Fear and Trembling, the one about Abraham and Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I studied that. Sartre, I like No Exit, the play.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, and here's Justin. He says he thinks Kierkegaard's the first. That's a subject for philosophy or history of philosophy people.
Yeah,
I think we all got the idea who started. Okay, Chris. What about you? And thank you for coming on the show. This is your first.
Yeah, Chris.
You've been in the comments a couple times.
Yeah, I wanted to come on specifically to say that I stole your idea and have been doing live shows over on my channel as well. And I think that it's really brilliant that you guys do this every Monday and don't have any kind of a topic or anything like that, because it allows the comments to drive the discussion, which I think is absolutely incredible. So I wanted to give credit where credit was due, because
Thanks.
Yeah, we've started.
And we don't rehearse either.
Right.
We don't. I mean, this is my Access night, like Access TV pub night.
It's great. It's a wonderful idea. About reading, I just finished Indoctrinaire by Christopher Priest.
Okay.
And it was wild, Kafka-esque. It's his first novel ever. And he was the guy that did
Inverted World.
Prestige.
Didn't he do Inverted World?
Yes, he did that as well. Yep. Prestige is his most famous. So I just finished that up, and it was my first Christopher Priest, and it was absolutely incredible. Weird time travel strangeness.
Time travel, huh?
Yep. And then I'm
Great,
halfway through this beast.
Oh, have you ever read it before?
Nope.
Oh yeah, McCammon. I love him.
Yeah,
He's great.
I've been enjoying it. I'm surprised by how similar it is to the Stand if you think about plot points. But it has been really enjoyable.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I read that.
Doesn't get talked enough.
I read that one as a brand new paperback back in the 80s.
Yeah, I've read a lot of his stuff. Even his non-horror is really humorous. Like, what is it? Stealth. There's something about. Oh man, he's got two that aren't horror that I like a lot.
Boy's Life and Gone South.
Yeah.
I think there's two. There's two
Yeah.
non-horror.
Yeah, I've got Gone South, I think, up on my shelf here.
I think that's one with there's a lot of it's character driven. I won't spoil it too much, but I think there's a character who likes to walk around naked in the town.
I don't remember that level of detail.
Yeah, it's either in that one or in the other one.
What I remember is that was his last book, and he took like a 12-year hiatus or 15-year hiatus from writing.
Yeah, I like his collection of short stories. There's a story called Pin, P-I-N. Read it, you'll never forget it.
You
It's
say
Blue World.
You say Pin, and I think of Andrew Niederman.
He did and I actually think Vladimir Nabokov.
Oh, there you go. And I just want to say before my turn's over, and you took the names off, but I think that the person next to me, your name is Nicole. Yeah, fantastic background. That is incredible. It looks so good.
Yeah.
Thank you. My husband did it.
Kind of psychedelic, you know?
Yeah, this is the not as trippy one. The other three options where it changes, it's like a little too fast. So I have to choose smooth. Or else it goes. And it's like, too much.
Send me into a
it
fit.
distracts me. Yeah. But then you also can do just like, one color, and I've tried out the blue and the red and the green. Yeah. I want to do all of them.
I'd have green up all the time.
Yeah. Maybe not yellow, though. I don't know about the yellow. But we'll see about that.
Okay. Anything else, Chris? You want to talk real quick? Or
No, my cat's puking, so I'll come back in a bit.
my cat puked this morning, too. So, right. All right, Randy. What you been reading?
Hey guys,
Hey, Randy.
I didn't know y'all didn't audition or rehearse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stop rehearsing before the show if y'all aren't rehearsing. I'm reading the first book in the Edge series. So really good, man. It's like reading a spaghetti western instead of a classic John Wayne western. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. I'll probably read the whole series. I'll probably get over interested in it.
Yeah,
But
I've read about 5 or 6, and they get they're the same. I mean, essentially, they're going to be the same book over and over and over again, but they're fun. Now, Randy, did your edition have his introduction?
My edition does have his introduction, yes.
And it's really curious that he had never read a Western before writing that book.
Right?
What?
Well, he had probably seen, Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More. And
he saw the movies.
Yeah. So, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm in the middle of some really fun stuff right now. So I'm reading that. I just finished The Reading Life by C.S. Lewis, which is a collection of essays and mini essays that they culled from all his other stuff, including letters. and it's really interesting. There was a really interesting review of The Hobbit and an interesting review of The Lord of the Rings, among other things. One of my favorite chapters was when he described his perfect schedule, which involved sitting down for breakfast at precisely 8 o'clock and sitting down to read and write starting at 9 o'clock and stopping precisely at 1 to have lunch. But, not everybody can get away with this because C.S. Lewis was a college professor, but he read 8 hours a day and then some, which sounds lovely. But I like that. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, there was also a really interesting chapter that was made up of a section of a letter where he said that with certain books, he needed to treat reading the book as a hobby into itself. And when he did that, he would draw a map on the inside front cover, and then he would draw family trees on the page opposite that. He would put a headline at the top of every single page about that page, and then he would create an index to every passage that he had underlined.
That's
wow,
impressive.
Yeah, the headline at the top of every page sounded really interesting to me. I mean, I've heard of different ways of annotating books, and you see lots of videos about this, but his procedure was a little different. Also, the mindset of treating reading that book like a hobby unto itself was a really interesting idea. So I love Robert McCammon, by the way, and I'll tell you a funny story. When I was growing up, I was growing up in a literary way. I was a freshman in college. I was a literature major, and I was really into Stephen King. And I didn't know who Robert McCammon was, but I had a girlfriend who would walk over to the 7-Eleven for cigarettes, and she would come back with a Robert McCammon novel. Because in those days, you could go to 7-Eleven and buy novels.
They had spinner
yeah.
And I thought Robert McCammon, in the true book snob way, I thought, man, he's really just a cheap knockoff of Stephen King. Because you had the cover art, you had the books on all the same subjects. Swan Song was his version of The Stand.
Right.
They Thirst was his version of Salem's Lot, etc. Turns out, man, he's a great author in his own right.
Yeah. I think
he really was great.
I think Dan Simmons gets the same thing thrown at him, where he did Summer of Nights, which everybody says is just his It ripoff.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I need to read that then.
Oh, it's really good.
I haven't read any of Robert McCammon's new stuff since the hiatus ended.
I haven't either.
But I'm real curious about it, though. But yeah, he's an author that I would like to be able to say, man, I've read all his stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm working on a project like that right now. I'm reading, I started 3 days ago. I'm going to read the complete works of John Steinbeck.
Nice.
He doesn't have that large an oeuvre, so I should be able to finish it in less than a year. But I've always loved John Steinbeck, been a fan since I was a kid. We've got a little Voxer group discussing him right now, and I know there's an event coming up, but I thought, man, I should go ahead and take this opportunity to just read all of it.
Yeah.
Because I've read a lot of it already anyway.
I've read a couple, three or so. So I
yeah.
He has quite a few.
Yeah, he's a great writer. I really loved Cannery Row, which I thought was a really sweet novel. And I really love that. The sequel, Sweet Thursday, pretty good too. Grapes of Wrath was one of the first adult novels I ever read. Yeah. I think I read it when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old. Kind of blew my mind. Right up there with The World According to Garp. Those are my two first adult novels. And my buddy read The World According to Garp with Greg.
Yeah.
What was it, last year or the year before?
2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Oh, man, so Irving is another one I might do. I'm going to read every book from John Irving.
Yeah,
because wow, he's so great. He's just so great.
Yeah, my favorite two were the Widow. What is Widow of 1 year, and then Until I Find You was about tattoos and that. Both of them that go back to Amsterdam, and that's interesting in that. But
all right.
I've read a lot of Irving. I've liked him a long time.
All right, before we
Oh yeah, he's great.
okay,
And Tyler.
We have
I
a
like her.
question from Fred to Nicole.
Richard Rousseau.
Says Nicole, I took a peek at some of your novels you've written. Congratulations! Wow, what inspires you to write?
Oh my.
Yeah, where do you get your ideas from?
That would be that. I think broadly, I'm going general here because I do have a lot of stuff. It would mainly be dreams or inspired by other art. I guess you could say art because I watched The Patriot, right, by Mel Gibson with with my husband and like a bunch of other times with like big history buffs, and they just ripped it apart.
Oh.
It's not accurate. And so my grandmother was really into history. She passed that on to me. So that first book was just a love of history, and then the other ones are dreams. And then the urban fantasy, which is under Nicole Brona, that was the 500-year-old vampire detective Bloodsworth. Interesting. Yeah. It was inspired in a biology class, and I don't know who it was. I don't think, maybe it was a doctor or a scientist. I don't know, but this last name was Bloodsworth, and I said that's a fantastic name for a vampire. I'm going to keep that, and I kept it for a decade.
Yeah, I'm really into dreams and have been for decades. In that, I mean, especially when I quit smoking marijuana, I dream and can really lucid dream even better than I usually do, to the point of like astral projection and that. I've got several books. I don't really talk about them on BookTube that much. It's kind of a niche, like tarot and that. But I love dreaming, and Carl Jung wrote a lot about dreaming, and of course Freud, but I like Jung a lot better.
Yeah, I was having terrible nightmares starting at 2 or 3, and that's not good. I remember because when it had to be before 3, because it was a specific house. My grandfather painted the Tree of Life on one of the walls, and I just remember staring at the Tree of Life with my mom sitting or sleeping next to me, and just like a tree, but
okay,
yeah, like that big Tree of Life with a bunch of branches. Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, I remember staring at that, and I was stuck. And at 2 or 3 years old, that's not good. But then,
do you go back to the house ever in that, like, recurring dreams or anything?
No. I just kept having bad nightmares, and then my grandmother finally said, by like 5, she was like, you can change your dreams, right? You just have to really focus. And so I can lucid dream now. I think, so I think that helps a lot with writing, but it wasn't like the lucid dreaming started because I was having so many bad nightmares and it was debilitating. So it's a win, but I still remember the really bad ones at like 2. It's not good.
This couple, Denning and Phillips, they're both dead now, but they're great writers for lucid dreaming, out of body stuff, but go ahead.
I don't know if any of you ever take melatonin to sleep, but for some odd reason, anytime I take that, I have serious lucid dreams.
Wow, cool. There used to be begin with a TH. It was a vitamin. They took it off the
THC.
No, it gave you dreams and that. teleptamine or something like that. It was just a vitamin like melatonin, but yeah, Denning and Phillips is I've been reading them for a long time. I had about this book in May 3rd, 2015. But I read it before.
All right, Alan. What about you? What have you been reading recently?
Well, like I mentioned, my groups, Finnegan's Wake, I've been reading, and Praiseworthy. I'm really enjoying that. A few people in the group aren't, and that's with Jess at Stalking Kafka. Let's see, one of my bookmarks here in Borges. I'm gonna read Aleph again and make a video on that. My Borges videos get like hundreds of views compared to my usual 50. I'm listening to a lot of books. Flossie sent me this with Billy Idol. I didn't get around to it until April, so I'm reading that. I'm reading Dark Matter, buddy reading, with a person who we haven't. He's on Discord with me, but we haven't talked about it yet. And I'm itching to finish it, so I might just plow through it. It's really good. Dark Matter.
Right. I told you.
By
I read
Blake
Dark
Crouch?
Matter one day on a beach in Mexico.
Yeah, Greg read it one day.
Just sat down in the morning, and by the afternoon at 3 o'clock, I'd done it. I'd finished it.
Yeah, it's very page turning. What were you gonna say, Randy?
Is that the book by Blake Crouch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, great book. Blake Crouch's a good writer.
Yeah, so I've been hearing that it was so good. I thought it would be more complicated. It's a great idea, but it's a page turner. And then Praiseworthy, I've mentioned. Something else I have on Audible that what can I remember? I've got stuff going on Audible, Libby. But that's about it. Praiseworthy is 600 pages. But then I'm reading a lot of like Skeleton Key to Finnegan's Wake, rereading that. Oh yeah, Randy, how's your Castaneda coming along? Teachings of Don Juan.
You know what? I'm still real early in the book. I think you're way ahead of me.
What?
I think you're way ahead of me right now.
I'm only on chapter 6. I'm waiting for you.
Oh, okay, you're not that far ahead of me then. I'll pick it up tonight. I'll send you an update.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thanks for the motivation.
Yeah, I want to continue with it too. The second.
Did you say you read that when you were really young?
Not really young, but junior high school. I had older friends. Like back then, somebody's 2-3 years older. They're older.
Oh yeah. My art teacher loaned it to me when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and I love the cover art so much that I did a painting of it.
Oh wow, yeah.
I think it's a crow that's in the foreground, and then the desert in the background. It's really beautiful cover art.
Yeah, I have the old ones, like these old Castanedas, like that. That's the second one. Yeah, now
that's Journey to Ixtlan, isn't it?
What? Yeah, that's Journey to Ixtlan.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's the one you sent.
Yeah, something similar to that.
Yeah, I kept reading them in jail too. They're all in jails and they show up there, which is good. They're good reads.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So for me, 2 weeks ago, I made a video that was just a throwaway video. So I'll just make a quick video called 6 Books Few People Have Ever Read. And as of 2 minutes ago, it's gotten 32,000 views.
Nice.
And
I didn't hear that. You just froze up on when you said that.
Yeah, it's just like normally I can get to the 400, 500 range. But for whatever reason, the algorithm has.
And how many? I didn't catch it.
32,000.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, man.
That beats my record.
I have no idea why the algorithm likes it. I get a lot of negative comments on that video as well.
What was the video? What was the book you were doing?
It was 6 books few people read anymore.
I think I watched that one.
Yeah, I
So-
have that scheduled for Wednesday. So
Oh,
let's
you have your
see.
own version. Cool.
Yeah, I tagged you and all that stuff. So mine's scheduled for the 7th. We'll see how that goes.
Well,
Um,
hopefully whatever reason, the algorithm loved it. But one of the books,
Yes, Greg,
I said
'cause
no one
you
reads
sent me
anymore.
you told me about it when it was only like 5,000 or something.
I know.
Wow, that's crazy.
So one of the books was Mortal Gods by Jonathan Fast. Jonathan Fast is the son of Howard Fast,
Oh, I heard him.
and he was married to Erica Young for a while. So he has some writing creds or people in the writing family. So I read this. It took me about a day, and it's only 150 pages long. I can see why it's out of print. It has its moments of charm, though. There are parts of this book that really entertained me, that I thought could have gone. And if the alternate universe scheme was right, and we have multiple streams, I could have seen this book taking off in a different stream universe, because he has this weird style where he basically throws everything he can possibly think of into the plot and tries to get it to go.
You like that?
What?
And you like that, huh?
Well, Alan, I said it amused me.
Oh, yeah.
There was a little bit of like Douglas Adams in here, but he didn't have Douglas Adams' wit and charm. Because Douglas Adams, you read it, everything that can possibly happen in Douglas Adams books, he just throws everything at it, and it sticks. But this one is like, yeah, you could have cut that out. But it's still live, and if it's on, I think he should republish this on Kindle. Sell it for 99 cents, $1.99, and see what other people think about it. Because it had some really wild, trippy things in there, where he obviously did his science homework, and not just. How do I say? Some science fiction authors, they just make up the science as they go along, and they go, "Oh well, if it's advanced future, it can look just like magic."
Oh yeah, you don't like that at all.
I don't really like that. Now he does obviously stretch the real science far, but he did research it and said, "Well, I can move it in this direction and try that," and that's where I kind of liked it. So I don't know. Tomorrow I'm going to try to film a whole video reviewing this and see what happens. So it's going to be a start of a new project for me, where I'm going to read one of these obscure books every month.
Mm-hmm.
I have 6 of them. I don't know if I'll read all 6 that I originally did in the video, but every month try to find one of these books that people just aren't reading anymore for whatever reason. I know it started off with John O'Hara, who did An Appointment in Tomorrow, which is still a famous book.
Yeah, I have that.
But a lot of his other books they're not read anymore. Although after I did that video, some people came back, "Oh yeah, I read that book." So we'll see. So that's what I've been reading this week. And
I think the algorithm gods love a list video.
they do. Every time they do a list video, it always gets into the thousands.
Yeah.
Well, how do you tag the videos, Greg? Do you even do those tags? Like in the box that says the 500 characters?
Yeah.
Or do you just kind
in
of
the
put a
title.
couple in?
It's usually the title. When I say 6 books, you automatically know it's going to be a list video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always fill that tag section up, Nicole. Just all
Yeah.
500, whatever I can
Yeah.
get in there.
I don't do that.
You.
I've seen some people really fill out even minutia. If you mention that character killed a mouse in this story, You mentioned mouse.
Oh,
Yeah. Pulp
Huh.
and vintage and sci-fi and fantasy, all those things will boost it, I think.
But lists
yeah,
are
like
really popular too. If you just put
Yeah.
a number in there for a list, I've heard that.
Also, if I put
Oh.
trippy or psychedelic in the title, guaranteed double the views that I usually get.
Interesting.
Have you guys?
So there's some magic keywords.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, let me write them down.
yeah.
Yeah, trippy,
Well-
forgotten, psychedelic, sci-fi, vintage, pulp, classic. You get all those in the title.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
I've got the idea for another video, probably next week, along the same lines. But my idea is, and I haven't decided on the correct word yet. There's either going to be 5 or 6 books with inappropriate relationships in it.
Uh-huh.
You might get flat.
Well,
You don't wanna
what
get
I'm going to do is I've got to be very careful in my language.
Yeah.
When I release it, there is a checkbox saying you do talk about adult things.
Yeah.
Is that Philip Jose Farmer?
Yep.
Ah, yeah.
Speaking of strange relationships,
Yeah, you might put up a black leopard, red wolf.
yeah, that's the first
read that?
novel I think where an alien and a human have a sexual relationship that I know
That's
of.
crazy.
Oh,
I like
before.
I like him
No,
though.
this is 1979.
Oh, this is earlier.
That's earlier.
Yeah.
But now, if you look really carefully, the lady is blue, which is okay, but she's got a bird beak for a face. And let's just say, he does describe what you can do with a bird's beak.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
Well,
That's
my
a good idea for a video.
yeah, my one that's got like really popular really fast. Well, 2 of them. One was not having to do with books, but it was my coffee mug collection video.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Well, you can kind of see a little bit right over there. It was like less than 24 hours, 100 views. I'm like, this isn't even books, but y'all love coffee. I love coffee.
Wow.
Duh. Right. And then the really popular topic, which I haven't done until I was talking to my husband. It was like why men don't read. But like, and there were plenty of guys that were talking about why they thought or whatever, but it was a lot of women as well. And then it was also, okay, so why don't we like talk to
Bill,
men
you did
about
the
why they don't
military
read? Oh, pardon?
You did military men.
Yeah, because he's military, and then I surveyed him and 3 of his friends, and that's almost 160 views, and only 1 dislike. Thank you so much.
I don't even know how to see my dislikes.
You
Yeah,
go into
go into-
analytics.
Yeah, analytics,
You know,
content.
Yeah.
Well, thing is, Alan, the more people that watch my video, I'm getting a lot of negative comments.
Yes.
Most
Oh,
of them say they don't like the way I speak.
If your
Oh
video
wow, personal.
if your video blows up,
Oh.
there's going to be people that show up. Your sound's bad.
We'll be talking. Never mind. But yeah, MJ said that even dislikes count for.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made a comment.
F
Doesn't
'em.
matter, but still they say you speak too slow.
Yeah, it's funny as hell.
And I actually think about, because I got more than one person saying the same thing. So obviously I don't speak fast. And
Who cares?
so what I think
Yeah.
it is because this is becoming so popular, it's
Mm.
breaking out into the TikTok crowd.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the TikTok crowd, if I'm not mistaken, they speak fast.
Well, it's short.
Right. So
Like
they have
less than
they have to
30
speak fast.
seconds. Yeah. I kind of sort of got into like a little debate under one of your videos, Greg.
Uh-oh.
about how someone was complaining about how you speak, and that means that it's AI. And I'm like, don't say that. That ruins content creator. Do you understand what that means? It's like, oh no, I mean, like, but why does he talk so slow? Because some people talk slowly.
Sure.
You can speed it up. You know that, right? I just kept going. I was like, oh no, no, I'm in a bad mood today.
How weird.
Sorry.
I think that's in a
I was in a bad
comment.
mood.
I'll have
But
to
no,
track
and
it
then
down.
well, because AI, don't accuse someone of creating an AI video
Yeah.
without
seriously.
any proof.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, that's a problem for me. And I'm
What if
friends
we
with
found
Greg.
out that Greg's a robot?
Yeah. I
What
mean,
if Greg
I'm not
actually
right.
like Data from Star Trek,
Well, the thing is,
and we never knew?
Hologram.
all these androids are really smart and they can remember everything, and I forget everything. So
Yeah,
obviously,
that's true.
Greg, I've watched a lot of your videos and I've never once gone, he speaks slowly. So
okay.
yeah, just speed it up.
I just tell
We can
everybody
speed
to
it
speed it up.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
I talk as fast as I can so nobody can
Well,
speed it up. And I
well,
just go,
There is a difference in Greg's delivery when he's talking with us and when he's presenting a video, though.
Sure.
There's a very
know.
distinct difference.
Huh.
I could do an impression.
I don't know if that's intentional or not, Greg.
No, I think I do intentionally speak slower. I'm making a video, and maybe I should stop. Maybe
No.
I should just,
No, man.
I mean,
You
you got
be
to
you, man. You be
gotta-
you. I think
you
you're
gotta-
fine.
It doesn't matter.
speak slowly, enunciate, and I mean, all the rules still apply, I think.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
that
32,000, I'll take. That's
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And
You'll
you're just
always
getting
get
started.
haters.
well, the
Yeah.
thing is that's how Criminali, I think, got his break. He just had one video that, for whatever reason,
Me too.
That's all it takes.
That's all it took for me. I got one video that blew up, and I don't think half my subscribers watch it anymore. It was all off one
it's amazing.
Yeah.
The thing is, you cannot predict what it will take up.
No.
Because I threw this one together and said, well, I need to produce a video today. I didn't want to make another book tour video, so I said, I'll make this one.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a throwaway. Oh, I'll be lucky if 200 people watch it.
Right.
Sometimes, like poems and writing poems and short stories are like that. That you spend a year or two trying to get it together, and when you dash off in
Yeah.
a day or two, makes money or something.
Yeah,
Algorithm is strange.
it is.
You can't chase it.
Nope.
no.
Always, the thing is, just make them the way you want to make them.
Yep.
And if the algorithm liked it, it liked it. So it liked one of mine. I will probably never see it again, but
You never know.
you never know. So let's get some comments. Kimba, hi, I found you in the algorithm last night. You watched that 6-book video.
There you go.
Kimba. Excuse me. Congrats, Greg. 32,000 2 weeks. Were you nervous, surprised, scared, excited? I'm still surprised because every day it's been going up 1,000 views, and it's not stopped. I'm going. It's got to stop eventually.
It'll never stop.
Kimba, I missed the 20, 30 years ago. You could pick up cheap books for 25 cents.
Right.
But now anything oldish gets thrown online for. Oh man, I've talked about this way too much. I used to love going into used bookstores and get all these great old paperbacks for like $1.50 or something. And
Yeah.
now you look at all these old horror the paperbacks from hell, and they're $50 on the internet, and going like,
I just looked this up.
oh,
I've had in my collection for a while. Insane, stupid prices.
What is it?
It's
That-
the
I bet-
thing.
Oh,
I
the
bet
thing.
that's the novelization of the thing.
It's
I
not
bet
the
someone's going 500,
100 is what is the cheapest I saw,
100. Okay.
and it's not even the original one. It's not Who Goes There. It's Alan Dean Foster's rewrite of the script. I was shocked.
Yeah, old books like Greg what got rid of a lot that you
I
wish you-
did. I did. I tell this story all the time when my wife wanted to downsize. She looked at all my paperback shelves and says, just get rid of them. She pulled one off. How much did this cost you? You go, $1.05. I'll just sell it. At $1.05, I'll just rebuy it later if I want it.
Oh,
Now that's like $50.
speaking of, you keep making me jealous with these paperbacks from hell. I finally got the third one, so I'm halfway there.
Oh,
I'm halfway there.
That's one of the ones I'm talking about. So lucky. I bought them both off like $1.05.
So expensive.
So expensive.
I mean, I still am gonna have to do $60. Luckily, Nick from the Book Graveyard had a duplicate of the third one and sent it to me. Very kind.
Wow, man, great.
And this book was great. I finished it recently. I listened to it on Audible.
Oh, the Audible's good.
It's so good. Best Audible experience I've had in a book was
What book is that? I can't really see the title or the author.
Blackwater by Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, a
Oh,
southern Gothic.
It's a hard book to describe.
My buddy described it as Downton Abbey with Cthulhu mythos stuff.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, we do.
It should be more popular than it is. It's a good one.
It's good.
You'll have to join us for Cthulhu Christmas, Chris.
Yeah.
If you care to. And we do that. We've been doing that for 2-3 years, I think.
Did you say Cthulhu Christmas?
Cthulhu
Yeah.
Christmas.
That's fantastic. I would love to join for that.
Every Christmas, I read a Lovecraft story.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, Christmas is such a slow time for BookTube in general that I usually kind of just save it for fun. So yeah, Cthulhu Christmas sounds awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Well, we'll get you on a Boxer or whatever we do this year.
Sweet.
So Randy's awful quiet. What's up? You awake still?
Say it again.
Am I quiet?
Yeah.
Am I being quiet? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Well, we got a lot of people here to talk, so you just take it.
I know.
You got to take turns. Libra says
I'm soaking so much in.
I think
Trippy and psychedelic.
So what's a good term I should use if I do a video with inappropriate? I think it's skeevy.
Skeevy's good.
Skeevy is good.
Evie.
Skeevy.
Creepy? Creepy?
Oh.
No, it's not. It's
They're not always creepy, though.
Skating.
Unusual.
yeah.
Unusual might be a good word.
Yeah, unusual is
Weird?
weird. Well,
Weird relationships?
a couple of the ones I'm going to use is the John Norman Gore novels.
Nice.
They're great. Or at least the first 5 or 6 are.
Oh no, that's part of the reason is the first 6 books in that series are just fantastic.
I've got a weird.
They either get better or worse after that, depending on your perspective.
Depends on your point of view.
I never got past the first 6. When I heard there was controversy related to that sort of thing, I was like, well, I'm not surprised. I saw hints of that in the first 5 or 6 books.
You did.
They are great if you love planetary romance, and I do love planetary romance.
I've got the weirdest Outlaw of Gore that I've ever seen. I don't know if somebody if it was an advanced reader's copy or what it is, but it's completely unmarked.
Oh.
And then it's Outlaws of Gore. Strange. Never read any Gore.
You haven't read
No.
If you like if you like Edgar Rice Burroughs or was it Gray Prescott? I don't think you can see him up there.
Gray Prescott, yeah.
I actually thought they're better than the other ones, the early books, John Norman.
They were really solid.
They are, but there's a point in that series. When I was reading them in high school, my friend was reading them. He said, we just looked at this book and we just said, what the hell is going on? Now, so those are some of the ones I'm going to do. Again, I gotta be real careful the wordage I use and how I speak to it, because it could make some people upset.
Sure.
You know what? I happened to me on my Kent State video. I've gotten copyright warnings before, but this time, and I've heard it's like either Neil Young or his management. They gave me a choice to like take down the video or to take out the music. So I said, just take out the music. And it was in the beginning of it where I'm showing something at least, no music. But then the end of the video was effed up because it got all out of sequence. And I'm like talking over and there's background music in like last
weird.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's why. It never happened to me before with a copy.
What happened to me on that, it's when I was building my IKEA Billy bookshelf, I filmed myself building it, and then I sped it up real fast and put Flight of the Bumblebee as my background. And I went to what I thought was a public domain site, the free music.
Right.
And the algorithm came back and said, we're tagging this as monetary sharing with that music. So I had to give whoever the music creator was 5% of the revenue.
Probably whoever played it.
Wow.
Right. I mean, honestly, I don't care if I give the person 5% of the video.
Sure.
I think that's much more reasonable than take it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make all my own music for the channel.
Oh, okay.
That's the way. If you want weird synth music, let me know. I'll send some your way you can use that will never get flagged.
Are you a guitar player, Chris?
I'm a bass player.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I play guitar and mess around with bass.
We got to make a booktube band. Go on a tour.
We could, couldn't we?
Collaborated
Because I play guitar too. Any drummers in the house?
Yeah, drummers.
Yeah, I brought up on drums, yeah. High school, marching band, all that.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I just modified this Strat. I'm like a hot dog, so I just mix the colors up and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Plays great. Got 10 gauge strings on it now. I like 9s better, but I've collaborated with people. I've got a playlist on my channel of like cover songs and harmonica, but I've collaborated with Dane Cobain. He's in London.
Wow.
And he would send me like a Bob Dylan song he's playing. I'd play harmonica over it. You can see the editing's duct taped together, but it's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that kind of shared creative. That's what COVID felt like for me. I wanted to do like a video that was like, send me your COVID project and I'll give it a listen and chat about it. Because I do a music channel on the side where I talk about, old prog rock and forgotten gems and stuff. And
yeah, like Yes and Rush.
Yeah, and then even rare, weirder stuff that people don't really listen to.
I've got a lot of albums left.
Oh, I've got about a shelf like that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm missing hundreds of them, but
yeah,
when you move and stuff, and
nothing beats that cover art. That big cover art.
Oh yeah,
so good. Sorry, we derailed your conversation.
Yeah. I'll subscribe to you and then we'll talk on Voxer or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, like I was saying, Chris, are you on Voxer?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's just a way to communicate.
Interesting.
Around the world.
You can do text messages or voice messages.
Let me put it in here and I'll
it's free.
Yeah. No one knows your number.
The only issue with the free version is that you only get messages for 30 days and then they drop off.
Yeah, so you can't keep a record of it.
Running record of what your conversation.
Oh, I don't think that matters. Okay.
A lot of time we use it to communicate back and forth in book groups, or if now Chris, if you ever want to be a guest on our show, you got to, on your own,
right?
Go ahead and send us a message, and we'll get you on the schedule.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking for your email. I couldn't find your email on your site.
Mine's in the about section.
Okay.
I got my home address in the about section.
Wow.
People send me
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I get a lot of stuff in the mail.
That's awesome.
Greg,
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
I'd have to do a PO box. I don't know if I'd dare to just give out my.
I would not put my home address
Yeah.
unless I know the person.
Greg,
Yeah.
well, Greg sent me this really cool new copy with.
Well, I did not send you the new copy. Amazon sent you that.
Yeah.
I've been looking
Do
for
you
a
guys
Jorge
know-
story that I can't find.
Speaking of addresses,
Yeah.
do you guys know that one time during one of my many hospital visits over the last year, I just turned off all the lights to take a nap that afternoon, and there was a man talking to my nurse that I didn't recognize. He was a viewer of my channel and brought me a book.
Oh,
that's
wow.
nice.
And we had a nice little conversation briefly, but we're supposed to get together and hang out for coffee and stuff. But
Wow.
yeah, I guess I'd mentioned which hospital I was in.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, on one of my videos, and so somebody turned up with a gift, which was really sweet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it a good book?
Like that.
Yeah, it was a good book. It was a compendium of a specific author, and I can't remember the name now. Frederick Brown.
Frederick Brown. Nice.
Frederick
The
Brown.
Frederick
Okay.
Brown book. Yeah, it was really cool.
I think I have some Brown.
All right. So let's.
Yeah, I think it was I don't remember if it was a collected crime stories of Frederick Brown or the collected ghost stories of Frederick Brown, but it was a collection around a theme.
Oh, that's awesome.
But anyway, yeah, it was really cool.
Okay. So Nicole, Fred say, Nicole, did you say coffee? Hooray. That coffee mug collection video is now on my watch list for later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I found more mugs. So there are like 4 that aren't even in there. What was the other? There's the one that's up there in the middle that says, "Hate keeps me warm." That's my husband's
Oh,
one.
God,
He's
man.
a little aggressive. And then the one that says,
Go ahead, Nicole. Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. Well, so he gets aggressive mugs. So he has the "Hate keeps me warm," and then the other one is "End bloodlines." And I'm like, I'll just put it up there. I'm just.
Red bloodlines. God,
And
those
it has
are
a
fun.
little, yeah, it has the skull with a knife and the
Man,
skull.
that's a cool one.
I like violent stuff as well. I mean, this is funny. Hold on.
I can't quite read
What
it.
does it read?
Oh, I hope this email finds you well.
All right.
I love skulls and demons and stuff. I like the, yes. I just, when I'm
Mine's-
walking,
Says the
I have-
reader.
oh yeah. When I'm walking by myself, I have to wear like scary stuff, or else guys will try and talk to me. I'm like, no, sir, no. So I wear like skulls and demons and pentagrams and stuff on, and I don't have a problem. So much. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to get my 10,000 steps in today. But
Well, she sent me this.
oh, that's
Oh, that's-
cute.
That's awesome.
It is cool.
Like in October, she also sent me a bust of A.E. Poe. It's cool, like Halloween stuff. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a good friend. I met a lot of good
Well, hey
friends.
guys, I gotta log off here.
Okay.
Okay, Randy.
All right.
Bye,
Randy.
everybody.
All right.
All right, thanks for coming, man. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, it was good to see all of y'all. Good to meet the two of y'all too, Nicole and Chris.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
All righty,
Thanks for showing
all
up.
righty. I'll
Randy.
see y'all around the internet.
We'll have you back on sometime.
Y'all
Yeah, I'd love to be a guest on the show sometime.
Fourth time. I
Let's do it soon.
think. All
All
right.
right, guys. Bye.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Yeah, Chris and Nicole's been on a couple times, but
Nice. 3
we're
times.
booked up till August now.
That's the third time.
Yeah. 2 people canceled in a row. Well, Dane didn't
Yeah.
cancel; he just fell asleep accidentally. But Yeah, we haven't had it canceled in a long time. Then when we do, we just have open mic or
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
It
we
works.
It's
do
fun.
it like Greg and I, like the first sentence one. You did another video on that was kind of hard, Greg. I
Yeah.
only got half of them. No, you did 50 or how many?
I did
20?
50 first sentences.
Oh yeah, I
Did you
did
do
10
it with
right.
a cold and or is it dark and stormy night?
I did not. I only did 20th century American novels.
Okay.
I've seen many people do these videos, and sometimes they put books in translation on.
Ah,
Now it's okay, but you're really not giving this.
yeah.
So I decided to keep it more focused.
Yeah.
20th century American novels, and I guess I did not. I picked some really obscure novels. Well, I didn't think they're obscure, but
No, a few were, but like I said, I got 10 out of 50 and thought it was.
well, they're
decent.
all famous American novelists that if you were going to university and studied English literature, the name would show up, or at least they would have shown up in the 80s.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not going to say they're going to show up in the 2020s because it's a totally different syllabus. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
What? Who got the most? Do you remember? Or,
I think 10 is about the most someone got.
oh,
so.
really?
Wow. Nice. I don't know how well I'd do with that. It's been a long time since I was in college, and American literature is not my specific focus. So I do a lot of lit in translation.
Okay.
You could, I had to guess at a few, but like Gravity's Rainbow, I knew that one, and we had just got done reading. I forget what, but I knew that. Yeah, Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Knew that. Somewhere kind of in the title.
Well, I threw in the Great Gatsby because I think that's a giveaway.
Mhm.
I thought A Screaming Comes Across the Sky.
That's Gravity's Rainbow.
Now, maybe that's really not as much of a giveaway as I think it is. Then I did like I Am an Invisible Man, which I thought,
Yeah, check this out. I mean,
so, but I don't know. But again, some people complained in that video because I did the reveal at the end of the video.
Oh,
not
that's
after every title.
yeah, the first sentence is on the French
Yeah.
flap of my Gravity's Rainbow.
It's all right. You know something? Whatever you do, someone's going to complain.
Oh, yeah.
the truth.
It's crazy.
I like- Here's
So-
Kimbo. I like to watch book hauls and organization videos, but it's always young girls and romance books. Well, Kimbo, if you look behind me, I'm
are all
slowly
romance
making a
books.
video of all the books that I own, about 2 a month. So
Yeah, I've been doing by author, so I'll do horror or science fiction or classics, and then all authors with the last name B, and just slowly go through the entire library.
that's, it's going to take me a long time.
Well, it's 2 years already, I think.
Wow.
Hey, you've been doing it for 2 years?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I started maybe a year and a half,
Okay.
and I've just been doing science fiction and horror, so I still have to do the classics and fantasy and all that. But yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I like the looks of your library there.
Yeah,
mean,
this is just the science fiction corner.
Wow.
I love walls like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of when I was in like
Now,
Arizona.
so if that's just is all those yellow DAW books,
These are all DAW
all right.
that I'm trying to collect every one of those, which is ridiculous. And I think this was a question on a tag at one point. Do you ever buy books you're not going to read? Yeah, some of these DAWs, I'm not going to read every one of them, but man, the covers are just so incredible.
They
really
really did. I mean, sometimes when I go to a used bookstore, I'll see a DAW paperback for like $1. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I don't care.
Yeah, they're I mean, just as pieces of art, they are absolutely incredible. They really are.
Yeah, you see. When I do mine, because I do my shelves by format.
Mhm.
So I have all my mass markets together, just mixed genre.
Yeah.
By authors. So you never know when I'm doing mass market what's going to come up next,
Right.
because it's.
Yeah, you just put a big smile on Greg's face, Chris. When you turn around, you lit up-
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten rid of DAW paperbacks when I moved. I shouldn't have now when I think about it, but
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard because some of you won't read.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I like to collect series sometimes. Like I have the almost complete Dre Prescott series. I don't know if you can't really see it, but
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm only missing the last book in that series.
Oh, wow.
It's over my head. I don't even know what
I
you're
don't.
talking about.
I read like the first 8 when I was in high school, and then I tried rereading them a couple years ago, and I just said,
Do you find them in the wild or eBay them?
I eBayed them, but this was like in the aughts,
Oh, okay.
so you could buy a whole package of them for like $20.
Right. Yeah, I'm also doing the Ballantine Adult Fantasy series, and those have gone way up in price. I'm like halfway done with that, and I'm just like looking in the wild.
You might find some.
Yeah.
What part of the country you live in, Chris?
I'm in the desert. I'm in New Mexico.
Okay.
Cool, man. Yeah, I love Santa Fe and Taos, the ring.
Yep.
In Taos. Not the ring around the toilet or the tub, but the ring. There's a ring in Taos. Have you ever heard it?
No, I've never heard it, but yes, the tone. There's a tone that a lot of people swear when they go around Taos that they can hear this ringing in their ear.
And then Nicole, are you into Roswell at all? That stuff?
Oh yeah, we go to Roswell once or twice, or usually once every couple of years. Carlsbad, I absolutely love.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
ever get a chance to come to New Mexico, go to Carlsbad Caverns. It's absolutely incredible.
Do you like Roswell stuff,
No,
Nicole?
here's the question. I've always wanted to visit the Southwest. I've never been there.
Oh,
And sometimes they talk to me. I said, "Why don't we go to the Southwest?"
yeah.
And this was usually when she was working or something. And so we can't go to the Southwest. It's summer, which I guess is not the time to visit the Southwest.
No.
I don't know if there's ever fall, I guess, is the best time to visit the Southwest because spring is windy and you just eat grit all spring. It's terrible.
Well, I did a lot of time in Phoenix and my alma mater is ASU.
Hot.
So I lived in Tempe, Scottsdale. My family's out in like Fountain Hills. You know where that is?
Yeah, no, it's a little cooler here in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Desert grows on you. Yeah. I go back. Last time I visited was a while ago, like 5 years ago. My dad luckily comes up here. So I'm due to go back.
If you read post-apocalyptic American fiction, I think there's a reason it's always in the Southwest. Because it's just it's beautiful in this very strange way, and it's a spiritual landscape, and the skies are huge. And it's funny because a lot of times I'm like, man, I want to get out of here, and then when I live anywhere else, I miss it.
Yeah.
Did you grow up there?
I grew up in Utah. I grew up in a Mormon family, and then we left the church and moved to New Mexico. And so I guess from like 10, I lived in Albuquerque, and I hated it at first, but now I really love it.
All right, let's catch up on some comments. Constance, I could use some records for reading Solzhenitsyn, One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich.
Oh, okay.
That is an amazing novel. If you want to know what life in a gulag is like, that will show you exactly what. I don't think I've read a few bits and pieces of the Gulag, Archipelago, whatever, but it's 3 thick volumes.
Oh wow!
That I don't know if I'll ever get through. He has 2 other big novels: Cancer Ward and In the First Circle.
I've heard you talk about the first one, Cancer Ward.
I've never read Cancer. Cancer Ward is one I do want to read one day.
It's pretty horrific, isn't it?
Well, it's about cancer treatment in Soviet era, so.
Yeah.
But Solzhenitsyn did survive cancer under those conditions, so. Hey, Marcia.
Hey, Marcia.
Kimba, I feel like we need a fan fiction called Outlaws of Gwar.
Guar, is that the heavy metal band Guar?
I don't know
Yeah.
what war is.
Guar's an old
Yeah.
80s metal band.
Shock art. Yeah.
Yeah, they dress up on stage and like they'd have fake blood like pooling up everywhere, and yeah, look them up.
Pee on you.
Ooh,
Oh wow.
Yeah, they did.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I was never really into punk. I mean, I have nothing against it, and I kind of understand it. But there's a lot of that. He brought me back to Adamant in the '80s.
Billy Idol is not punk.
Bullshit. He was there for all kinds of stuff. He was there.
No, but Billy Idol was rock. Now, if you talk
rock.
punk, you've got to talk the
Black Flag and
Dead Kennedys, Black
Yeah.
Flag.
he was there for all
Fear.
that.
They were
Though. That's what I'm saying. He was there for all that. It's an interesting book, but I like Henry Rollins a lot. I like his spoken word.
Well, he was Black Flag.
Yeah. I used to be on his mailing list and that, but I like spoken word and that and his writing more than his. I like his Rollins band music, but I think punk is over my head kind of.
I like punk. I like early punk. I like a lot of British punk, Wire and the Fall and that kind of stuff. But honestly, prog is really what I love. So of course, punk is like anti-prog.
Yeah.
Everything 30 seconds long. They're not, great at their instruments, and anger is the main emotion.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I got some Yes albums. Man, I used to have all Genesis and all Peter
Oh, I
Gabriel.
love the old Genesis. Good stuff. Constance,
couple
you're in the
times.
band.
I've seen them a couple of times. Peter Gabriel a couple of times.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Gabriel's got some new music out. I haven't heard yet.
I haven't heard it yet either. But Constance is our drummer now.
Now, Constance is the tambourine in the band.
That's right. We'll just give her a drum set. It's the same idea.
Yeah. You just move your right foot. While you do that.
A book 2 band named Band.
That's a great idea for a name.
Mhm.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Band.
It is. Kimba says, my boyfriend likes musician named Terry Brooks. He didn't know there was an author by that name.
I didn't know there was a musician by that name.
I didn't know there was. I mean, I've heard of Terry Brooks, the author.
Me too.
Never heard of the musician.
Me neither.
Well, hold on. There is something really kind of funny. I don't have it here, but there is a series that I like to read called Nick Carter.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mars? No.
Nick Carter. They're espionage. They're risque espionage.
Oh,
books
okay.
From 60s through the 80s. And I guess there was a boy band where one of the boy toys or whatever you call them was called Nick Carter.
Yeah. Oh, well, Backstreet Boys. Nick Carter is
Backstreet-
part of Backstreet Boys. Yeah.
Yeah, he's we're way after my time.
I know who he is. He was married to what's her name? The other singer. She's really what's her name? Simpson is her last name.
Jessica Simpson?
Yeah. They
Oh
were
no,
married.
you're thinking about Nick Lachey, which is 98
Oh,
degrees.
yeah.
That's different.
No,
I'm glad you're here, Nicole.
Yeah.
you
I don't
learn
even
a lot on
listen
the
that
show.
much.
I learn
Yeah,
a lot on
I
the show.
was more into NSYNC, but it was one album if you want to count that. But then I don't know, they're you just when you're younger you absorb a lot of stuff that's just I don't even listen to them, but there's a bunch of documentaries after decades after where the marketing was pitting all of the boy bands against each other.
Oh, wow.
So that's how I know, because they were pitting all the boy bands against each other, making drama, because bad press is still good press.
Yeah.
So they created fights between the bands, or just disagreements, or
I know Justin Timberlake was
Yeah.
in 92 Degrees, right? So he's in another one.
NSYNC.
Oh, he's in NSYNC?
Yeah, he's in NSYNC.
I did not have this for my bingo card for what we were going to talk about tonight.
no.
I like some of his stuff.
That's
his
the
solo
fun
stuff.
thing with the show is that
Exactly.
you never know what's going to happen, where the conversation's going to lead. The only thing is, I wish I had more beer and chicken wings. So because,
Yeah, but you
know,
still, yeah, well, you just see it, you still see it all the time in the tabloids pitting everyone against each other, and that makes more money. It's not anything new, unfortunately.
now, do they really disagree with each other? Or are they just say we're going to
I'm
have
sure
a
some of
disagreement?
them, yeah, and then
But-
other times it's just like, oh, let's try and do our best to, sell a bunch of records and merch. Let's start some drama.
So one boy band accuses the other one of pinching his girlfriend's bottom or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Or just, obscure something or other that, a best friend of a best friend supposedly said, yeah, who knows? I can't keep up. It's the gossip, the tea. Yeah.
I saw a good version of Punk though, where they punked Justin Timberlake, and it was really funny. He was like moving, and they busted his guitar. He was really pitched a fit. They said, "No, we got it."
Wow.
I would be upset. Yeah.
Oh, that was a cool show.
All right. Constance says, "Woohoo! Damn straight, Chris. I can be the drummer." All right,
We got it.
I'm a drummer now. Alan, you're the a guitar player. You are the synth in the background.
I can do synth or bass.
Synth or bass.
Yeah,
All right.
we got it.
In theory, you can have a band with 3 people: bass, guitar, and drums, right?
James is a player at Quaint and Curious Volumes. I can't pronounce his last name, but we talk about music a lot. He's got a banjo and a guitar.
Okay.
Banjo.
Yeah.
Now that could be an interesting sound to have a banjo.
Yeah.
I've never played a banjo. They got like 5 strings and one's like halfway down. I know that.
And that string that's halfway down is like, I swear, like so many tones higher than all the others. It's insane. And usually they just pick that one with the thumb because they have those little picks that they put on all their fingers. So that one just keeps this, or maybe it's lower. I can't remember. I screwed around with one once. That string is so different than all the other strings. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's like a percussion instrument.
Yeah.
It's
even got like a snare
from
bass.
Africa.
Yeah. Boy, we are going on some tangents.
Yes, we are. Justin had to bow out. Good night, Justin. I'm sure you're gone.
Hi, Justin.
Besides books, I like collecting music too. All right, Kimbo. I guess we should say, what kind of music do you collect? There's a lot out there.
Yeah, it's true. Washboard is a great idea. Banjo, washboard. I'll get a stand-up bass. We bluegrass.
Just get a big metal wash bucket.
Yeah, wash tub.
Wash bucket. I cannot play any music.
Can you sing?
Over. I cannot sing.
Oh.
Give you the
band then.
What?
Kazoo.
Kazoo.
Kazoo. All right. Excuse me. All right. Gotten through the comments. So, any other, or just talk about what kind of events people may be participating in the coming months, if you want to highlight anything or looking forward to anything coming up.
Nicole?
Oh, I don't really have anything. I'm just kind of winging it. Because I always am late to the party. And I'm like, where does everyone get their information of this stuff?
Yeah.
But I'm only on Goodreads, YouTube, and Facebook. So I think that might be why, or part of it. I'm not on anything else. And I'm sure not on Vox or not on Instagram, not on any of that. So
But I mean, just announcements like monthly. Every month is some kind of event. I can't keep up with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. How about you, Chris?
I'm kind of I'm similar to Nicole. I don't know what's going on at all times, but I know that I've heard people. Michael K. Vaughn is where I get a lot of my information.
Yeah, I don't even subscribe to him. He's too busy for me. It's like Steve Donahue for me. I can't keep up with.
Oh, I love his stuff. But he's doing something where they're reading all these different horror authors from different decades.
Oh, that's decades. That's Horror Mayhem. I'm part of Horror Mayhem.
Yeah, so I'm kind of doing that on the channel, but I'm not calling it that. I just realized that I'm in this mood for old Weird Tales stuff. So
Infinite Jest. Do you know her? Infinite Jest. She's got all the Weird Tales and that. I'll send you.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I just did Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Captain of the Pole Star, which I mean everybody thinks of Sherlock Holmes right away, and he wrote some really interesting horror stories.
He supposedly did
for a couple of years. Go ahead, Greg.
I was about to say, like, I have the complete works of Doyle on my Kindle.
Yeah.
And every February, Jim at Murder and Mayhem does Sherlock Holmes, and Greg and I've been doing it for a couple of years. I'm a newbie to him, but Greg has read all Sherlock Holmes.
Now, Doyle wrote a mummy story that was very famous. Michael K. Vaughn talked about it. It's like Lot 64 or something like that.
Yeah.
Lot 49. I mean, something with Lot.
I'm new to the Doyle horror. I'm just going through it now.
Okay.
I don't know that one.
I'm of course Sherlock Holmes is the one I know the best.
Yeah.
His Lost World. His Lost World novel was actually pretty entertaining. I think it's just called The Lost World. Actually.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's called The Lost World.
So yeah, well, I have this problem of joining too many groups. So like every month, lots of things to get. Now, fortunately, like I said, I'm retired, so I have enough time that I can read all this stuff. But
I teach, so I have a smaller schedule, which I really enjoy.
What do you teach?
I teach English at college level. Yeah, I'm an adjunct professor.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it.
I like that.
It's wonderful. I don't get paid, but it's enough. But it's incredible.
I tried to stay with academia, but I drank myself out of it at Arizona State. Yeah, but I got a master's at least.
Yeah,
it's an MFA, but
yeah, I got an MFA as well.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a terminal degree. Dang it, be proud.
Yeah.
What kind of classes do you teach, or is it just?
Well, I do a lot of the intro to writing, like just what we used to call
Composition 101.
Yeah, rhetoric and writing and that kind of stuff. Teaching people
people don't want to take, but they have to.
How to critically think, how to write a paper without AI. Yeah, but every once in a while,
I used to teach football players at South Mountain Community College. You didn't want to be there, that type of thing. I didn't care. I passed them all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though.
No, I've been lucky enough to teach some literature classes. I got to teach Japanese literature for a while. That was a popular class that I really, probably some of the best classes that I've ever taught.
Okay. Someone's been telling me to read this book. This might be you. I don't know if this is Spring Snow.
Oh, that's me. Let me show you my edition.
What is it?
Mishima.
Yeah, I'm really unfamiliar with all.
Sea of Quartet. What's it called? Sea of Fertility.
Yeah, the Sea of Fertility.
Yeah, I've only read a couple Japanese authors. I'm really.
We did Silence together. Oh, look at those editions.
Yeah, these are the first English editions. And I just I did my honors thesis on my undergrad on this book. And I absolutely adore it. It's wild because I've never recommended to a person and had them come back and say, that was wonderful, I loved it. It's always like, what the hell was that about? But it is really, I mean, this whole tetralogy, he sets out to describe, I think, every generation of Japanese culture from like the Taisho era up. It's really, really very interesting.
I wrote it down.
And three of them are incredible. One of them is a bit of a slog. The third one's a bit of a slog.
How many are they long?
One of them,
Really long, or average, or what?
Oh wow. I put all my
Temple of Dawn
newspapers about his
the
death
slog.
back here.
Temple of Dawn is the slog.
Wow.
Yeah. Same translator there. If that's Scheiden sticker, I think it is.
I don't think it's ever been translated more than once.
Yeah, but it's also kind of a weird suicide letter by Mishima. After this is when he did his seppuku, which was really wild to read this whole. I mean, because this second one is about, the appeal of nationalism and how it can bring young people into this ideology that overtakes them. And I mean, we see it still happening today, I think, in many places. But yeah, really, Mishima was never afraid to look in dark places. And this stuff is really incredible. So yeah, I bring it up every time I'm on your show.
Yeah, now I have only read The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with Deceit.
Great. That's just that's kind of a okay, wait, I don't want to confuse these two. That's the one where the young man decides that because he's young he can get away with more stuff. Is about
right, and they start committing crime.
Yes. Yeah, I think I have a first of that as well.
Now you got my attention.
Oh, it's a messed up book.
It is a messed up, but it's a good one.
It's really good. Yeah, I have a first of that as well. Yeah, there is some animal violence in here that I kind of like to trigger warning, but yeah, it's that's the kind of stuff Mishima gets into, is like these people that kind of follow madness, and they really do. And yeah, it's about a kid that realizes the laws
don't apply to children.
It's a loophole, and so he goes for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. And he also
gets together with JR.
With what? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Gaddis.
the William Gaddis novel.
I don't know that.
JR. We've read it, and we're going to read it again. I forget what month. Greg keeps track of my schedule. October.
This is a 770-page book.
I'm gonna write it down.
It's a funny ass book. It's a trip.
It's about 95% unattributed dialogue.
Oh wow!
And there are no chapter breaks.
Oh my god!
So what happens is usually you'll have 20 pages of dialogue.
Wow!
And no attributions, and then you'll have like a sentence or two of prose, and that tells you the scene has changed.
Wow.
Sometimes, but not always. Sometimes it's just like, where did that line of dialogue come out?
He's got diagrams and stuff in there too, doesn't he?
Only one.
Or is that the recognitions?
I heard recently that somebody had published a book that was all text messages.
Oh.
So it's a whole story, a whole novel, but it's told in the form of this text chain. Sounds like that's kind of a more modern take on that idea.
Yeah,
it might be the recognitions, Greg. Then I'm thinking there's like a menu.
There is a picture in here,
like a menu or
signs.
Yeah, but
and
so I'm looking forward to JR.
I'm trying to find it, but it's now the thing is, this book is a satire on American business.
Oh wow, okay.
And the idea is that you have companies that are way in debt, and you can buy up their stock and proceeds really cheap.
Like penny stocks.
Like penny. And then if you acquire enough of these, it looks like you're rich.
Oh, okay.
So then you can buy another business or a failing business because it's failing, and they'll sell it to you cheap. So all of a sudden, it looks like you have 6 businesses. You must be this fabulous businessman, right?
Wow.
And this is done by an 11-year-old boy over the telephone.
Yeah, from a payphone, an old school payphone. He's in
But
school and stuff.
at there's a scene where he's getting his music teacher involved to be the front when you need an adult. And the boy comes up with this letter to his music teacher. What's a subpoena?
Oh no.
Pennies and all that. So,
Well, that sounds interesting.
It is, and there's scenes so funny because he's a music teacher, and he's trying to teach this boy Bach,
Uh-huh.
right? And so he says, "Listen to this cantata. Just listen to the music." And of course, Bach is sung in German. And the boy, he's listening and says, "What do you hear?" He goes, "I hear the man saying, 'Up yours.'" The woman saying, "Up mine."
I don't remember this particular scene, but
Because he doesn't know, and the music teacher, "You ruined this music." So it's hilarious, but the problem is it's not a book that everyone's going to like.
Right. And it sounds like a heck of an investment.
yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
but I've read it twice and I absolutely love it. It's just
Interesting.
it's an
I
amazing
bought
book.
it once. I have the Audible though, and
I do have the audio. If you listen to audiobooks,
Yeah.
the best way to read this, I think, is in your ear, the audiobook, and then read along on the page.
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, that's our MO when we read like Brady's Rainbow or something.
Mhm.
Or we just did Against the Day.
Mm-hmm.
I've read that now 3 times.
All right. Let's get.
And I still don't know the conspiracy where the damn thing twit. What is that about?
I don't remember.
TWIT. It's like I almost get it, but maybe if I read it a 4th time,
You know something, Alan? I can pass on the
I know,
I've read
fourth
it again
time.
today twice. I'm just going to leave
know.
it at that. If I want to read more Pinchon, I want to reread V, or maybe Vineland.
Unfortunately, I've only read Crying of Lot 49.
I haven't even. I haven't. I tried to read it. I wasn't in the mood. I have to read it again.
Yeah.
I've not read V, first one. I've not read the short stories, but I have it. I think Greg sent me that too.
No, you got
No,
that. coming out.
Patricia did. Yeah, Patricia H.
Yeah, half price books. I don't think we have out here. We have all library books, book sales, and estate sales and yard sales.
Yeah, we don't have half price books in Virginia.
Mm.
We got Powell's.
No, Nicole, you're in Washington State, aren't you?
Yeah, we don't have that here though either.
You have half price books
Mm, I haven't seen any.
in Tacoma.
Oh, I don't go up to Tacoma. No. We don't go there.
You don't go to Tacoma.
No. Like there's a Barnes and there's a lot of Barnes and Nobles.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
got
really I don't go in person to stuff. I just, I go to the library or I buy it off.
Yeah,
I don't do big book hauls anymore. I try and stagger out my book buying stuff because I have limited space and I'm on a book buying ban anyway. So for the foreseeable future, it will only be library books and anyone who gives me a book, and that's it. So
Yeah.
I got to pay my electric bill. That's what's happening in my world.
Yeah.
Yay, library.
yeah. I utilize my library. We've got a huge one downtown in Portland, and we have a local one. I live in Hollywood district here in Portland. We have a nice library, free copies. So copy stuff there and that. But I love the library.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My library has a book sale every third Thursday.
Yep. Same out here.
Yeah. Now the thing is, the first Thursday, they're full price. They're like $2 for a paperback,
Yep.
$3 for a hardcover.
Exactly the same.
And then somewhere in the week they drop it to a bag of books for
$5 for a bag.
$5 for a bag. And then after the week, it's free.
Y'all
Now
have a lot of books at the library. I've only seen a library book sale at my place twice.
Wow.
I guess they're more like, I don't know. Maybe around here people don't donate books or something.
Well, the
'Cause I've
thing
been here for 5 years.
they'll actually pay a little bit of money for the used book, so they're
Mm.
probably going to go there first. Out here where I live, we have one used bookstore, and I don't think they take everything.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to have some free books that I got. You want to see some really interesting free books? Plutarch's Lives.
Oh, nice. Modern library?
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, Volume 3. Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire.
Nice.
2. You want to guess what this next one's going to be?
Volume 6.
Volume 1. We only have 3 volumes.
I win. Psychic.
English Philosophers, Mill, Bacon,
Yeah,
and Mill.
right.
Bullfinch. Now, I actually think I bought Bullfinch's.
Oh, shoot.
But
Yeah,
It's
both
frozen,
that's
though.
fun.
Origin of Species was free.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's good.
They're gonna look good on the shelf.
Interesting is I got this for free, and then when I went on Independent Bookstore Day, I was looking at one of the used bookstores, and they had this exact same edition on the desk. The guy had just bought it from someone, is pricing it, and I didn't have the nerve to ask him what he was pricing it for.
Yeah. I'll bet you 10 to 30.
My guess, based on that book, about 10 to 15.
Yeah.
They're gonna buy, but I got mine for free.
Well, yeah, those are gonna look good on the shelf too. Those
They
matching.
do. I have a lot of them.
jackets.
All
Nice.
right. Just started reading Beware of Pity by Stephen Zweig. Life Book Club. So far, just good.
I don't know that one.
Cool.
MC64. Marsha Johnson says, I have spring snow on my shelf. Looking, you know something for 2026. Maybe we should try to do the Mishima
Tetralogy.
Tritology.
I'd be down for that. I'd love to reread it.
Maybe.
So 5. They look like they're pretty long books too.
No,
Or they just
They
average.
read well. They really do read
Okay.
well. I mean, it's strange because it's so much about trying to
380.
describe the time that a lot of people get it's like slice of life with some weird stuff going on around it.
Huh.
But I mean, like
I wrote
there's a
it down.
whole chapter where the main person, this is right at the beginning, so it's not really a big spoiler. His dad gets a copy of Richard Burton's translation of the Arabian Nights that has kind of dirty pictures in it. And he's like super excited, and it's kind of like he found his dad's Playboys, and he's talking
Right.
about. I mean, it's that level of what the generation was into at the time. It's really wild. But it has that Japanese kind of flat line until the huge conclusion going on.
Okay, you got me interested.
Yeah, I think we don't have anything planned for 2026. So hold on.
Well, we got a couple things already. We got Gravity's Rainbow, and then
Gravity's Rainbow.
Philip K. Dick.
Oh, I love Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, well, I finally ordered a copy of Radio Free Abernet. Or what
Yeah.
is it? So I've read Valis before, but only one time before. So Greg,
Well,
So-
the radio the
there
way
you go.
described
I've
to
read
me
that.
is he did not publish that book in his lifetime.
Right. It's like an early Valis, isn't
It's
it?
early Valis.
Yeah.
And I want to
Oh.
read that one, then read Valis.
Yeah, that's smart. I haven't read Valis yet either, so that seems like a
Yeah, I
good.
read Valis. I've got Valis up here, but I'm going to read them both again. That's in 26, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
So we're right booking ourselves out for 20.
I thought we
All
had
right.
some other ones too. We're 26. But yeah, God, we're doing the Cantos later this year.
The Cantos as a
Ray
pound.
Pound.
Yep.
I call him Ray.
All right. So let's finish up. We've been on an hour 40 minutes, so let's finish up with some
Yeah,
comments and then call it a night.
Yeah, I'm hungry, man.
Price Books is big in Texas. We visit my brother in Fort Worth. We hit about 10 of them.
Oh, nice.
That is so
We
good.
don't have them out here in Portland, but
I've heard
uh,
I've heard mixed stories about him.
Oh.
They don't really give you a good price for your book. They do give a price for your books, but it's not a
Right.
great price.
I don't think anybody does really. For
Not anymore. Kimbo says she's in Ohio.
I was born in Toledo, Ohio.
Just finished reading Pyrenees with
Go
Garrett
Blue!
and
No,
my first
MC.
buddy read No Sport.
I'm an Ohio
Garrett.
State fan.
Go Blue. Sorry.
No, don't make me get my Ohio State shirts out. No, we can be friends.
So Marcia would be up for the Mishima Tetralogy.
Oh, that'd be fun. More the
All
merrier.
right. We've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 people.
I'd
There
love
we
to.
go.
It'd be really fun. I'll just have to keep myself from talking too damn much.
Well, you can guide all us newbies. And March is right after John Irving, Buddy Reed.
Cider House rules.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking if we do the tetralogy, we'd start because we're doing Gravity's Rainbow in probably January, February, maybe March. Okay. I had to say my voice is given out.
Yeah. I got to eat dinner.
Oh, okay. So, Nicole, thanks for dropping in.
Oh yes. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for dropping in. Alan.
He's gone.
You
He
had
went
to
get his
eat.
dinner.
Everyone's got to eat.
Well,
Well,
you guys are all West Coast, or you're mountain. You're probably Mountain Time.
Yeah, Mountain Time.
At the same time, I think Phoenix is Pacific.
Yeah, Phoenix is Mountain Time, but they don't drop back and spring forward.
No.
Yeah,
No.
we do.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been such a great chat. I really thought I'm going to drop out after an hour, but
Yeah, Greg said that he was going to.
you
So
keep
thanks,
talking.
you guys, Nicole and Chris. Nice to meet
Yes,
you,
and
Chris.
everyone
Yeah.
in the chat room. Have a great night. And Chris, give us a contact so we can get you on the list of
So, Alan, you have your email on your channel.
Yeah, it's in the about section. I think
All right.
I have my boxer.
I'll get
email.
that. I'll get that Voxer thing figured out and
Yeah, it's easy.
and figure out what I got to send you. That sounds like a great way to chat.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds great. All
All
right,
right.
everyone.
Thank you.
Great night.